saying to change the orientation. Now you can't see me. This is so annoying. That's flipping the camera. Alright, here we go. Hey lovelies, how are you doing today? I hope you're well. If you are new, my name is Janelle. The channel is called Love Janelle. I'm doing a live video right now, and today I'm going to go over what I did to lose weight. I am in my bed. It's relaxing time, but I did want to make sure I did this at the first of the month. I'm going to challenge myself to go live every day as much as possible on here and on TikTok. I did my TikTok live earlier with the same list. I was planning to do more waist speed content and answering some of your questions from previous videos here, but I am not prepared for that. Just being honest, I am still a work in progress. So I did want to bring this, but I wanted like a more clean cut version. But I think this is going to be fine for now, and I can still make a clean cut version. I'm not going to stop myself anymore. So the way I lost weight, I cut down to like 7 sections, starting with mindset. So in order for me to switch over from the body I had, which was 219 pounds, to right now, I weighed in at 130 on Friday, and it's like 130 to 134 right now. I had to set my mind right first. And it started with God. So I prayed about it. I prayed to ask for strength to go through and be able to crave the foods that I wasn't craving at the time, which were the healthier foods. I still ate healthy, don't get me wrong, but that wasn't the main thing I was eating after a while, I realized. And then I just overate a little bit too much. And I still kind of eat quite a bit, but it's just the foods were a lot healthier. So I prayed about that. And then I also created some waist beads to set my intention. So anytime I was a little, I guess, what would I say? Like if I was, I found myself falling off track. It was a lot easier to catch when I had waist beads as opposed to getting on the scale. I weighed myself in the beginning. I tried to make sure I stayed away from the scale as much as possible. It wasn't really actively. If I wanted to weigh myself, I would, but I just wouldn't make it a priority. I measured myself in the beginning, and then I just knew what those numbers were, and then I knew what to say against. But for the most part, I use my waist beads to regulate everything. It's amazing with body awareness in the moment. So if you are eating too much, the weeds will roll up. So you'll know to stop. And if you when you start losing weight, they'll roll down. And during the process, whenever you are feeling overwhelmed, you can just hold on to your beads. Play with them. I stem a lot. I sometimes have some on now. And then you can select the beads that you want, based the colors, the crystals, everything based on the strength and guidance that you want to reinforce. All right. So setting your intentions and setting a good relationship with God or whatever deities you look up to. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get this. I don't know where I put my tripod, and I just thought it was important to make sure I got the video up, even if it's not perfect, right? So, oh, I have a light on behind me. I'll turn that off. Give me a second. All right, so if you want to take notes, take notes. I think it's a good idea. I'm going to post this video as is. Timestamps should be available. And then I'm going to probably, I probably won't edit this. I'm going to make like just separate video for all of this. Second thing, still with the mindset, you have to be impeccable with your word. You didn't become fat overnight, or sick or whatever your body's going through. It's going to need some patience. You're going to need to be patient with it. You're going to need to be kind with it. You're not allowed to say anything bad about your body. Enjoy it where you are, receiving the oxygen in your lungs. You're able to breathe without thinking about it. You're able to, your heart's beating without you thinking about it. Just your body does amazing things. You wake up and you take it for granted sometimes, and you really have to realize all of the functions your body is doing all at once, on top of the abuse that it's receiving, the foods that aren't the best for it, but it's still making do with what it can do, right? So be patient with your body, um, love your body where it is, accept that, and then know that you're going to be changing into something else. So just um, embrace it where it is. Again, not even thoughts, not even negative thought about your body at all. All right. So be impeccable with your words at all time. As far and then your body actually doesn't listen um, to you when you're kind of fighting against it, saying negative things. All right. You're gonna have to get to know who you are right now in order to adjust or switch to another avatar. So for me, as a matter of fact, because I was looking at this earlier, I created a vision board, which a lot of us do. This is my 2020 three vision board. And if you see on this side here, this is a before, but this isn't really like a big before, to be honest with you. It's okay, but it's not representative of how big I actually got. I got a lot bigger than that. Well, not a lot. I got bigger than that. And then I had for this, I put a picture of me before when I was a little smaller. Even now, I'm a lot smaller than this. But this is when I had originally started that vegan diet, and I had slimmed down a bit. I was still on a vegan diet here. I was just overeating. And then this is a picture of SZA that she had on her Instagram. And I liked how she looked. And I also believe I looked like SZA before, when she was bigger. So I just selected her. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the avatar that you're currently at. You're going to get to know everything about this avatar because you're going to outsmart this person because you are, you know you more than you. You know you most, right? So you're going to find ways to trick yourself out of doing what you have to do. Like when you have to get up in the morning to go work out, you're going to convince yourself that you don't need to, and you'll find lots of excuses or lots of ways to get out of it. So doing some shadow work, finding out what makes you tick, why you do what you do is very important. Along with that, you're going to want to build an avatar, which is the new you, the version of you that you want to become. You're going to list everything that that new version is or that you want it to be as if it is. So you're going to mention things like it being you're selecting healthy choices to eat. You're going to love working out. Just anything that is conducive with the lifestyle that you want, anything that you want to aspire to, you put that down as if it's already you. And then you're going to be working towards that as you're dismantling your current avatar, which is the body that you're going to be happy with it right now, though. But technically, as this moment, as you're watching this video, you might not be completely happy with it, but you have to get to a place where you are happy where you are, so it can grow with you. You can change what you can understand. So understand who you are. Ask yourself questions. Any little thing that you do, any way that you might stem, you might want to question that um just for the heck of it, but you're going to mostly question the habits that cause you to maybe binge eat, like what triggers you if you do binge eat, and just Ask until there's no more questions left. Now, those three things are all a part of mindset. And then the last thing that I have set for mindset is something I already have a video for. So I'm going to link the video when I post this of the jolt so you can get more in depth of how that goes. But for live viewers, thank you for being here, by the way. I appreciate you sticking around. Um, I created a jolt and it varies a little bit, but for the most part, what it is when I shifted my mind and I created new synapses, I guess, like new neural pathways connecting the past self or and then like with the new self. So I like it creates I don't know how to explain it right now. I'm really kind of tired, but it's basically you're rewiring your brain, all right? And you do that by cutting the thinking in the morning. As soon as you get up, you don't think. You get up, well, you wake up. Let's say you set an alarm. I didn't set an alarm. You can actually tell your brain to wake you up, and it typically does. And you know it does that whenever you've been excited to go somewhere the next day, and you were able to wake up by yourself without being triggered by an alarm. So you can technically do that, and I think that's best to work it towards that because having an alarm wake you up in it's kind of like it's kind of disturbing, and then it you can't really snooze your brain as much. Well, not as much. You can't snooze your brain like you can snooze the alarm. But anyway, for the jolt, as soon as you wake up in the morning, let's say you're gonna go work out immediately, and you want to make sure you get up instead of going back to sleep. You don't have to work out. You could just be anything, but you have to get up. So anyway, you when you wake up, you're gonna slap your leg like 10 times. Then you're going to count down from 5, 4, 3, 2. By the time you hit 1, your feet should be on the ground. You go directly to the bathroom. You're going to use your less dominant hand to brush your teeth. So for me, that's my left hand. I brushed my teeth. You are activating your brain to learning new things. During this process, you're going to have some affirmations already set. I believe your affirmation should be fun and realistic to you. Um, in the beginning, a lot of them aren't going to be realistic, but what helps with that is to sing them. So I have like some songs that I adapted and or just things I enjoy like that help to affirm me, reminding me that I am she is me. I make healthy choices. I look amazing. Whichever body you're in right now, you're amazing. Your body is amazing. Just the functionality of your body. You are priceless because there is no amount of money that can pay to do everything that your body can do. So remember that. But you're going to affirm things that you want to be, but you're going to say in the moment, I am. All right. So anything that follows, I am. Anyway, then, so yeah, so we do the jolt and looking at notes again. So that's everything to do with the mindset. So that's part one. The second thing I want to look into or talk about is oh, actually I wanted to say the book. Once you've done that part of the jolt, like the affirmations and stuff, what I did was I created just a lovely morning where I listened to positive audiobooks and songs that kept me in the moment, kept me feeling accomplished, and I was able to check that off of my habits list. The second is to move, so walking every day, walking outside every single day, rain, snow, sleet, it's everything. Just go for a walk. If it's raining, adjust. you need to go and walk. You need to be out in nature. If you are having trouble just walking, because when I started, I was in agonizing pain during the walk, and when I came back, I barely remember the pain now, and I was just reminded of it the other day. But for the most part, I did not remember. I don't remember the pain. So know that yes, it might hurt in a moment, but if you just keep going, the pain will subside. Um, but if you do have trouble walking 5 minutes away from your house, just walk out 5 minutes and then walk 5 minutes in. On average, you want to do 30 minutes to an hour for a walk at the least, but walking every single day. Along with that, weight training 3 to 5 days a week. I would say 5 days a week. Oh, that's cute. You see, I just decided to go on a timer. It's usually on all the time, but anyway. So weight training, you're going to want to lift precise and progressively overload. You're gonna increase your weights at least every week by at least 5 to 10 pounds, depending on what you're lifting. Sometimes 2 to 3, if it's like some other individual weight. Sorry about that noise. My sugar is going down, not in a bad way. It's just regulating, but the Dexcon tends to exaggerate. It goes up every second, and it goes down a few. Anyway, so you want to weight train. You don't want any injuries. So make sure you double, triple, quadruple check form. I suggest checking at least 3 to 5 videos and comparing, contrasting their notes, their suggestions on form, and then acquiring your own technique based on what those rules are, right? But you're definitely need to work on form, and then you can increase, just make sure you're lifting the weights. As we age, our muscles and bones tend to deteriorate. So, in order for us to protect ourselves, we need to gain muscle, and those muscles are going to protect the bones. One fall when you're older can be it. Like I used to work in an assisted living facility, and a lot of the time when the residents did take a fall, once they went out to the hospital, a lot of the time they didn't come back. And if they did come back, they wouldn't be there for much longer because when you're not mobile, when you're not flexible, it tends to lead to death a lot faster. So, if you want longevity, if you want to reverse aging, my metabolic age has decreased. I'm younger than I was previously, based on me just being more active. And of course, I didn't look much older before anyway, but I know I look a little younger right now. I'm 40 years old right now, and I know if I continue the way I'm going, I should be okay. All right. So and it's not just looks wise. I'm talking about just physically. I'm a lot more active than I used to be, and a fall is nothing to me. I fall all the time, not all the time. That sounds like I'm really clumsy, but I mean, the more active you are, the more you're going to be like toppling over. And when I say fall, it isn't like an unintentional fall. I actually practice falling. It sounds weird when you first say, yeah, okay, you practice falling, but um, when we fall, we don't really know what to do. A lot of the time, we just lose control of our body and just hit the ground, or we'll try to save ourselves. And a lot of the time, we end up hurting ourselves trying to save ourselves. So, what I will do is I'll twist my body and like stretch, bend, and do everything, and fall. See, if I was gonna fall this way, how would it? Would I reduce injury in this way? So that's one thing there. You're gonna prioritize mobility and a fun workout. So for 5 days a week, you're going to be doing strength training, right? So what you do with the other days is rest and recovery, but you also have to have mobility, you want to be able to do a squat. What's it called? Primal squat. That's one of the basic ones where you're just stooping down. I think they call it Asian squat as well. Um, I think that's how I first heard about it. But being able to bend and be flexible is very important as we age. And when you do lift a lot, it can tighten you up. So practicing some mobility moves on a weekly basis. I actually did it every day at the end of each workout, but you just need to make sure it's in there. And then you also have to again have a fun workout, something you enjoy doing. I skate, I run, I box. I like to do Muay Thai. Oh, thank you for the like. And I like to dance. My main thing is dancing. I realized it's a bit more than just dancing. I always danced when I was a younger person. I was always best good at dancing, right? But I dance everywhere. In my neighborhood, I'm known for just dancing around, and it's fine at this point. Some people want to join me, but I found out it's a stem, and that is what I use to regulate. But comes natural to me. The moving is necessary. I go out in nature a lot too. I'm not sure whether I should add it to this part or not, but I ground daily. I like to sun gaze and get some sun, but actually I'm gonna get, because there is a section dedicated to the sun. So just a recap of this moving section, you just need to make sure you walk daily. So every day you're going to take some steps, you're going to walk. Do what you can, but really, really push to try and do as much as you can. All right. Um, and it doesn't matter what the weather is like. We can be grateful for all weather and we can adapt to all of them. It may be cold and you might not want to walk. Maybe doing that 5 minute walk out and 5 minute walk back. So you have a 10-minute walk there on a day where it's really horrible. At least give it a try, right? You're going to prioritize mobility and find a fun workout, something that you enjoy. Revisit some things that you enjoyed as a child. If we go a whole day and we realize we haven't worked out yet, we've been procrastinating, pushing it off, and it's like this, what's the time right now? You need to move every single day. So you can put some music on and dance for 10 minutes, twerk. For women, especially in our hips, we hold a lot of tension. Men too, but our sacral space right here, a lot of the time we tend to hold weight there in that area. And if you remember a few years ago on TikTok, there was that challenge where people were like gyrating their hips and losing a bunch of weight. And I didn't know if it was real or not, but cortisol levels are decreased when you are gyrating in that way. And it does work. So if you are, like, let's say you haven't worked right now, but done anything today, this would be a good time to take 10 minutes, set a timer for 10 minutes, and put on some music. I like to get as ratchet as possible. No one's around and you dance like no one's here. Well, actually, I do that outside anyway. I don't twerk outside. Well, sometimes it depends on the time, but for the most part, and I say it depends on the time because I go walk in from 4 a.m. and sometimes I'll, depending on how late it is, 'cause I try not to be out there too late after 10 or so, but you do want to have some activity every day. That's my point. All right. So the third section that I wanted to discuss is cleaning your gut. So your diet is important, and I would like to start with saying I started with digestive enzymes. I show you the ones because they happen to be right here because I was reading something about them. But this is the brand I use, and Wise, right here. They help to set up your microbiome. They have good. They feed the good bacteria, and it just makes a balanced space. So if you are having like sugar cravings, you are having trouble just stopping like to eat. Like if you're overeating, a lot of the time it helps with that. If you had that have a lot of bloating, it helps with that as well. If there are any issues, especially these ones, because the ones I originally took were just the digestive enzymes. These ones are the women's probiotic, but it still has the enzymes as well. But this is more geared to if you have like yeast infections and all of these kind of things. Again, these are the only reason why I got this one is because it was a new one and I wanted to try a different one. But the fact that it does do a bit more. Technically, I feel like they the same. They just like marketing, right? But if you do have your pH thrown off, if you're sensitive down there, you can definitely benefit from something like that. Of course, consult with your healthcare provider before taking anything some random person on the internet tells you to take, but not I'm just suggesting looking into it more. Another thing I suggest looking into is creatine because that helps not just with your physical gains, like so it helps you to gain muscle, but it helps with cognitive health. So it helps your brain. All right. So clean clean up your gut. Some of the things that you want to take naturally would be something like kimchi, kombucha, anything pretty much fermented. Kefir, you can get Greek yogurt. Um, there's some people like to use garlic. I had garlic tea, but that was more for regulating like blood sugar type of thing. But I guess it helped as well. And then trying out any elimination diet. So I believe just eliminating as much of the um package, the my mind's drawn a blank, processed, heavily processed food, but you don't want many processed foods and sugary foods like so any diet that restricts those things is typically good. I did the blood type diet. I selected B blood type because I believe that's what I remember seeing when I had my son. I was gonna get it tested again, but my doctor was saying unless there was a particular reason, even though I thought it was a valid reason, I just would like to know what my blood type was for sure. But yeah, we she did try to get it put in the labs, but they did not approve that request. So I did go with B, and it worked out for me. For the most part, I ate a lot. I included animal products back into my diet. Previously, I was eating a vegan diet. I had that diet for like 7 years. Um, B blood work. There is something that it was saying that because it's a higher carb diet, B blood work can't process it the carbs as easily as some other blood types would be able to. So I was shooting myself in the foot right there with um, selecting a vegan diet because a lot of the proteins are actually carbs disguised as proteins. So yeah, I was doing a lot of carbs. And then a lot of the snacks, they overcompensate with sugars and things like that, which is not a good thing. So, let me see if there was another thing a part of this. I have notes right here that says to feed the good bacteria you need vegetables and fruits, seeds and fiber supplement. I took a fiber supplement. It helped to fill your belly before I was reversing my type 2 diabetes. So to avoid sugar spikes, I typically fill my stomach with some fiber, fats, and protein before the carbs. You're going to want to make sure you drink water. I don't believe you need to drink a whole gallon of water. It's not sustainable for someone, especially when you're first starting out. There are so many things that you have to take control over. Your diet and the exercise, and just making sure you're taking care of yourself, giving yourself some self love. So just too many moving parts can lead to failure. So you're gonna want to just at least they say half your body weight in ounces. What I did for the most part was drink the the eternal waters. They're like 2 liters or whatever. So I would drink one of those a day. That would be my goal. I So that's good with the water. As far as sometimes I'll pop some magnesium. My magnesium was low, so I popped some Celtic salt in it. I used Celtic salt in a lot of things to help remineralize me. And I recommend eating breakfast to start your metabolism up. If you wanna speed up your metabolism to lose weight, you need to eat a little more frequently. I heard this years ago, but I was overeating. I was eating like 6 times a day, but I was eating like a lot and I was putting on weight. Duh. And so I made sure I didn't care too much about portion in the beginning. It was more so having whole foods, and then eventually my body naturally regulated. It allowed me to um, burn off what I needed to because I was working out. So I guess I ended up eating the right way, or eating the right amount, and that does help. That eating well helps to fix your gut. So then you're able to think a lot clearer. You're able to create a lot better. You're manifesting what you desire a lot easier when your gut is clean. So in the mornings, I would do my workout. So what I would do is I would start with some like a rice cake and some Celtic salt and raw honey, and that I use for energy because I found out when I was fasted, it actually was causing stress on my body, and I wasn't losing the weight because I've always been working out. I haven't had like years and I didn't work out. I always did it, just wasn't effective, and I couldn't figure out why. And it was because of a few reasons, but one of them being, excuse me, one of them being trying to ad- make changes on my body without adequate my mind's gone blank. It's a bit late. I am going to probably leave it right here and leave this as like a part one. Um, we're still in the middle of the eating part. I'm gonna watch this back, and I can give you some examples of food I ate because not only did they have to be on the blood type list I had, it also had to be like lowered glycemic. So um, if you want me to go through the things that are high glycemic and low glycemic, I can do that, and I can also do a blood type. I have a list available for B, but I do have it in my phone. There's an app I use when I went shopping that let me know everything. Also, really quickly, I just remembered as far as the workout's concerned, um, get on a program. I can create programs if you want. I'm not gonna charge for if you want a just a simple go to the gym, go work out program. It's not like you also can use an app to keep track of your workouts and stuff like that. So this again, I'm going to leave this as a part one, and I'm going to come back and finish this up. But I am glad I did get on here. I did what I planned to do. It's a bit late, and I'm going to schedule things a lot better next time. Thank you for everybody that joined me here. And if you're watching the playback, let me know what time you're watching it and where you are from, where you are watching from. So I want to thank you again, everyone. There's someone in live. Thank you for joining me. But I am going to be going right now. Today I was talking about how I lost weight, and I'll be back again with the rest of it. All right. So take care. God bless you all. And thank you for watching.